y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Alexa and today we are going to do another fall makeup look. This look is great for any time of the year, but I am just feeling all the fall feels and I wanted to do just a classic bronzy look. I did a look pretty similar to this a little bit ago. I'll link it down below if you want to see another variation of this kind of warm, toasty, bronzy brown makeup. But today I wanted to do just a true golden bronzed look paired with this gorgeous 90s, like very 90s contoured glossy lip. I just had a lot of fun with my makeup today. I'm using a brand new eyeshadow palette from Wylow Beauty. I made a purchase a little while back and I just got this gorgeous palette in the mail. It's called the Living Water palette, and we're just going to dig into all these really pretty bronzy colors and put these all over the eyes. So that's what we're doing today. Make sure you grab a drink, grab a snack. Cheers, and let's get into it. Alright, so before we get into the makeup, I wanted to apply this rowe casa luminous bronzing lotion. I've tried this one other time and I really liked it, and I figured since I'm wearing a tank top today, I'd go ahead and try it again, especially since I'm not wearing white today. But it comes out like that color. Honestly, I'm really tempted to try this on my face, but I don't know how that would work. I'm afraid it would make me break out, but I'm just going to, it does kind of turn white when you rub it in immediately, but then as you work it into the skin, it turns into a really pretty, just like, I don't know, brownish tan color. The little bit of a sheen to it, but no glitter or shimmer. So I really wish I had this over the summer. I don't know how much use I'm going to get out of it, but I purchased this a long time ago when I bought all of my other stuff, and I just haven't taken the chance to actually try it out, so I figured try it out today. I mean, you can tell a difference, like it really bumps up the color on the skin. It says lotion will fully absorb in 10 to 15 seconds and color will appear. May add more layers as needed for desired color. Allow to dry for 15 minutes before dressing. And it says darker clothing is recommended as product may transfer to lighter clothing. This is a temporary bronzer and will wash or wipe away in the shower, pool, or with other liquids such as oils and lotions. So this is not a tanning, like a self tanner. This is just a temporary, like you're going out and you want to put something on the body. Okay, so I've already done skin prep. I used my Clara and Fritz essential balm. This is the one with calendula and tea tree. It's my favorite tallow that she makes, but she makes a bunch and it's just, I love her brand and she's my favorite tallow company. And then I also wanted to use my Candid Naturals Smooth and Protect makeup primer. Again, just trying to use this up. It's just a little sample. And then I think when I use this one up, I've got a sample of the Toups & Co primer that I want to use up. And then I think I'm going to purchase the full size of the Tailor Made Organics primer. And then I'm actually going to prep my lips with one of these lip oils. These are from the brand Wylow Beauty. This is also the brand that we're going to be using today on the eyes. I have an eyeshadow palette from them. I purchased all these products myself, but she has two lip glosses that she dedicated to Charlie Kirk. I think it was 30% of the proceeds go to Turning Point. So I purchased Use Your Voice, which is like this pinky, peachy, glittery color. It's really pretty. I've worn this several times since I bought it. It's so pretty. And then this was the first shade that she came out with. It's called Be Cheerful, and it's a really pretty kind of watermelon red color. So I'm gonna go in with Use Your Voice. I really like this formula too. It's more like a really thick lip balm, and it has a lot of shine to it. It's got coconut oil, almond oil, vitamin E. Alright, so let's go and get into foundation. For today, I'm going to use my Kingdom Come Home Tallow and Milk foundation. I have actually been reaching for this a little bit more because it's just more hydrating, and I don't know what is going on. I think it's because the weather's changing. My skin has been so dry, even using my tallow balm every day. Like, my skin is just feeling a little bit more dry, so I've been opting for this foundation. I have the shades 3 and 4. I'm like right smack dab in the middle of these two, so I've just been mixing them together. I know that's like really high maintenance, but I want a good shade match. I'm actually going to just apply this with my hands to keep it really easy. This is thicker than the TaylorMade Organics foundation. It's a lot more moisturizing and it has more of a satin finish, whereas the TaylorMade one has more of a natural matte finish. And if you can hear a bunch of noise in the background, I think I say this in every video, if you can hear noise in the background, but my kids are watching a movie in the room right next door, so I told them to keep it down. But you know, yeah, this foundation just feels like another layer of skincare. It's so nice. And then for concealer today, I'm going to use my Perez Arnica concealer. I'm just going to dip into it directly with my brush. This is in the shade Brew, and I'm just going to build this up in areas where I want a little more coverage. But I'm not using this for my under eyes. I'm going to use a different concealer. I like this one because it has more of a matte finish, so I like it for my face. And for under my eyes, I'm going to take my Kingdom Come Home cream concealer in the shade Toffee. And I'm going to let that just sit on my under eyes while I do my brows. I actually did not do my brows before I sat down. So I'm going to really quickly do my brows off camera, and then we'll come back and blend out the concealer. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and blend out my under eyes now. Gosh, I love this shade Toffee for my under eyes. It's like the perfect combination of a little bit of a corrector shade, but also works great as a regular concealer. And then whatever's left over on my brush, I'm going to apply to my eyelids. And then to set everything down, I'm going to take my Adele finishing powder. I'm going to take my American Woman Beauty Butterfly Illuminator. This is the collab with Riley Gaines, which I guess she's Riley Barker now. But I'm just going to apply this to the cheeks, so a little above my brow. And then for contour, I'm going to take my Toups & Co. bronzer. This is in the shade Touch of Sun. And I'm just going to focus this on the backs of my cheeks. I will be going in with bronzer. And I'm going to take a smaller brush, go down the sides of my nose. And I'm also going to take this up into the socket of my eye. I know I say this every time, but I love this as contour. It is so perfect. And then for bronzer, I'm going to take my Candid Naturals Sunkissed bronzer. Again, just like always, keeping it above that contour so we don't drag the face down. I'm just going to take a tiny bit of that, squeeze my brush, and go across my crease area. And then for blush, I'm going to take my Kingdom Come Home blush in Desert Rose. Just buff that across the top of the cheek, kind of in the outer corner of my eye. I know I do the same thing in every video. And a little on the forehead. So this is what the skin is looking like. So flawless, so pretty. I'm going to go in with my TaylorMade Finishing Touch Spray. Just to melt all that down. Have everything just come together. So let's go ahead and move on to the eyes. I have a very exciting eyeshadow palette to use. If you follow me on Instagram, I've already done a look using this. This is the brand Wylow Beauty, spelled like that. Found her on TikTok, I think. This is a Christian-owned company, and I got the eyeshadow palette in Living Water. A lot of her eyeshadow palettes were sold out, but I actually thought this was a really beautiful palette. So it's called Living Water. On the back, it does have a Bible verse, which I think is so cool. I love the artwork on the front. And then this is what the palette looks like. So you can see I've already dug into this palette quite a bit. I thought it was just a really good neutral palette, but then you also get these kind of fun pops of color. And I don't have any blue eyeshadow currently, so I figured this was a nice little array of colors. We're actually going to focus today on more of these bronzy tan brown tones. I did a blue look on my Instagram, so if you want to see what Resurrected and Restored look like, definitely check out my Instagram. I did a look with those, but I really want to use Sanctified, this gorgeous bronzy color, like so stunning. And then just some of these nice mattes, maybe a little bit of this pinky shade in Salvation. I love this color as well. So yeah, this is the palette we're going to be using today, and I want to do something kind of toasty, browny, just very fall, bronzy, just like that classic bronzy look. We've got bronze skin, and I want to do a bronzy eye. I'm going to start with my Adele cream eyeshadow, or a cream eyeliner. I actually use this as a cream eyeshadow more so than a cream eyeliner. To pick it up directly with a brush, and I'm just gonna apply this all over my eye, and this is going to start off our eyeshadow look. I personally just love working with creams, especially when doing something a little bit more rich. I like to lay down either a pencil or a cream, a liquid, something that's going to have some grip to it, so that when you go on top with your eyeshadows, it's just going to be even more impactful. And I find with this eyeshadow formula, kind of like my Kingdom Come Home eyeshadow palettes, these do need a little bit of grip to them. So whether that's adding in a spray like this one, which I'll probably use today, or laying down a creamy tacky base, I find it helps with the application of these. I love this so much. I love it so much. I love it as a cream eyeshadow. One of my favorite things I've purchased so far. So I'm going to take it on a smaller brush and run it along the lower lash line. Again, I'm sorry if you can hear noise in the background. My kids are watching a movie. Alright, so let's go ahead and dip into the palette. I'm going to take a mixture of these two shades. This is called Ransomed. This is called Perfected. I love the shade names. And just pop this through the crease to help blend out the outer edge of that cream. You could use your bronzer for this step as well, which I actually might. I'm going to go ahead and do that too. My bronzer has a little more warmth to it, so I'm going to take a little bit of that and also blend that through the crease. I'm going to take that same combination of shades and run that along my lower lash line as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and go in with Sanctified, which is the shade that I'm really want to put all over my eyes. And I think I'm just going to use my finger. I'm going to go directly into the shadow. Reminds me of MAC Woodwinked. And I'm just going to press that onto my lid. I'm going to take that same shade on a smaller brush and run that on my lower lash line, just right on top of that cream. It's really pretty. It's like an antique bronzy shade. Has a hint of gold. Really pretty. I do want to beef it up though. So I'm going to take my TaylorMade Organics Finishing Touch Spray. This is a glycerin and aloe based spray, so it's going to work perfect for this step. I'm going to spritz my brush, dip into Sanctified, whoop, there you go, and then pop that on the lid just to amp up the metallicness. Yeah, I'm finding more and more with a lot of these brands with the metallics and shimmers, using a spray like this or even water is the best way to go if you want the true pigment and color to show through. I mean, that is stunning. Yeah, antique bronze is the best way I can describe this color. Again, just blending right around that edge. And then I'm going to go in with that smaller brush. I'm going to spray it as well. I'm going to dip into Sanctified and run that along my lower lash line. Shade is kind of like, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but it's like a 1920s Great Gatsby, like vintage bronze color. Alright, and then one last step. I want to go back in with my cream eyeshadow. I'm going to take an even smaller brush, coat both sides, and I'm just going to push this into my lashes just to help define the lash line a little bit more. It's very, very subtle. Actually, I'm going to do that same thing to my lower lash line. Just, again, just pushing it into my lashes, not really applying it heavily. I just want a little bit more definition right at the lash line. Alright, so that's all I want to do for the eyes. I'm going to do mascara off camera. Alright, I went ahead and did mascara. I also put a little bit of black eyeliner in my lower waterline. I just feel like it needed that to pull the look together. So now we can move on to the lip. I'm actually really excited about the lip because I have all my new Elevate Beauty lip liners. If you did not watch my last video, definitely watch it after you finish this video because I swatched the entire Elevate Beauty Sculpt Edit, all of her new lip pencils, and I compare them to all of my old MAC lip pencils. So if you're wanting to try lip pencils from a Christian brand, definitely check out that video because there were a lot of similar shades. Alright, I'm just taking whatever's left over on my powder brush, and I did end up putting another layer of the bronzing lotion on. I don't know if I can tell that much of a difference. I think one layer is plenty. It smells really good too. It has ylang ylang and vanilla. It smells really, really good. Alright, and then I also was thinking, I think I want to do a matte lip. I was thinking we could do the gloss with the lip liner, but I think a matte lip, this look needs a matte lip. So I'm going to start with Unfollow Me. Yeah, I'm going to start with Unfollow Me. I'm going to try not to use Faith Over Fear in every single video. But if I want it to be a little darker, I'll go in with Faith Over Fear. And these are the Elevate Beauty Matte Lip Edit. I don't know if I said that. It's her matte liquid lips. Alright, I am going to go in with Faith Over Fear. I feel like this is a little too light. Call to Boldness would be such a pretty lip with this eye look. I used to have that shade. And you can layer these, the formula layers really well. Alright, and then I'm going to go in with, let's try Comeback Season. If it's not dark enough, I'll go in with Coffee Shop. But yeah, I want to do Coffee Shop. I want a little bit more brown. Sharpen it real quick. Alright, now I'm kind of thinking I do want to do a glossy lip. Alright, yeah, let's do a glossy lip. But before I do that, I'm going to take my color correcting powder from Kingdom Come Home. It's right here along the sides of the nose. Take it around the lip. And use it to brighten and clean up the lip area. A little on the forehead. I love this powder right here though. This is my favorite spot to apply it. And then I'll even take it underneath my bronzer sometimes just to help contour that area even more. Okay, yeah, I think this needs to be glossy. So I'm going to go back in with the Willow Beauty High Shine Lip Gloss in the shade Use Your Voice. It's this really pretty pinky, peachy, glittery shade. Ooh, and you can really see the glitter with the lipstick underneath. And because the liquid lip has dried down, it's not transferring to the gloss. Alright, yeah, I like that. Much better. Alright guys, that is the final look. A nice classic bronzy golden eye with a pretty 90s brown glossy lip. I love the way that this turned out. I'm having so much fun with this palette. If you have not seen the blue look that I did, definitely check that out on my Instagram. That one was really fun. It wasn't very fall, but it was still fun to create. And I'm excited to keep using this more. But yeah, I'm just excited to have more eyeshadow options. I've been feeling a little like, because I don't have a lot of eyeshadow right now. So I'm excited to have that. I do have a few other palettes coming to me in the near future. So I'll have more eyeshadow looks coming, more variety, I promise. But I love this. You can't go wrong with a classic bronzy eye look, and this palette was perfect for that. So I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for being here with me as always. Remember, I love you, God so loves you, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye guys.